You know, it kind of sucks when playing as a ranger you must use a dagger spammer build to actually do decent damage. It just feels weird because as a ranger, don't you think that our primary weapon should be a bow and not daggers? I'm pretty sure that some people will disagree on this one, but to me even Bowmaster builds can be meta. I mean, just look at my numbers, I think this is quite convincing. Guys, wait till the end of this video and I will compare builds and show some data. Anyway, the bread and butter of this build, just like many other ranger builds, is together as one. A shout builds great damage boost and also great party-wide HP regen. For preparation I always choose Read the Wind, this is just perfect for flat bows. It gives you plus damage and also reduces the arc of your arrows very nicely, meaning the arrows will not miss your targets too easily. Okay, we need a bunch of fast activation bow skills, Sundering attack and penetrating attack. Both of them give great damage, have low recharge and activation times, so you can spam these two skills all day all night. Next skill, Triple Shot, a very underrated skill in my opinion. All three arrows get all the extra damage buff from your other skills and other sources. Also Zealous mode affects all three of them, meaning this skill will do huge damage and restore its own energy costs very easily. To be honest, the rest of the skills on this bar are quite optional. I think it's a good idea to have an easy interrupt like Distracting Shot, but you can also add Savage Shot, personal preference. Another great DPS skill, Slot Hunter Shot, great opener attack with crazy damage, very underrated. And there is one extra PvE only skill to use, and this time I am the strongest, but you can add Save Yourselves, Ebon Battle Standard of Honor, Azure Scan, anything you find useful. It depends a lot on your enemies. For weapon you should get a bow like this one and don't change the modes, because unlike in other builds, the modes are very crucial. I think the Zealous mode is obvious, it gives you 1 energy back after each attack, but the Necro one maybe not so much. So the Necro mode gives 15 energy every 15 seconds after killing foes. A very powerful energy management tool. Now, without this mode you will have energy issues, and I guess you don't want to micromanage your body's power necro all the time, so just create the same bow with the same modes and you will be fine. If you can't find the necro mode, just buy one in Commandant for a few vectors. By the way, the type of the bow might not be obvious at first, but let me explain. So flat bows have the fastest attacking speed, the longest range, but arrows move very slowly and the high arc size is a huge handicap as well. This is when our preparation Read the Wind comes in handy, because with this one you can get rid of all the negative effects of the flat bow and still keep the positive ones. Okay, runes and attributes, they are more flexible than the weapons were. I had a superior marksmanship headpiece, 2 attunement runes, a major expertise rune, 5 scout insignias and the superior vigor. By the way, good to know, the scout insignias gives you plus 10 armor while you are under the effects of a preparation and not while using a preparation. The description is incorrect still in 2026. Okay guys, very important, you must reach rank 14 in expertise. So you can lower your marksmanship if you feel like it, that's fine. Maybe you are worried about your HP being too low, that's fine, but make sure that you reach rank 14 in expertise. You know, at rank 14 your 10 energy skills will only cost 4 energy, and this is a game changer in terms of energy management. Alright, let's see how to use the build. This is pretty simple, start with Read the Wind and Together as One, and maintain these two skills during the fight as well. If you have I am the strongest like I do, use it before the battle, so you can use it again once it wears off. This is an easy extra 320 damage like this. Find yourself a target and start with Slot Hunter Shot, then quickly spam your other attacking skills too and interrupt key skills with Distracting Shot. You know, with the current Mesmer hero teams you won't need to use too many skills on a single target, just pump out some damage and move to the next target, another few hits, another target, and so on and so on. Energy comes back nicely due to the Necro and the Zealous modes, and that's pretty much everything. Regarding weaknesses, I can only say the typical anti-melee or anti-physical stuff like hexes that interrupts attacks, skills that blind enemies will hurt, but apart from those, not much. Of course, there are a few ways to make your build even stronger. A weapon spell, for example, like Splinter Weapon, Brutal Weapon, Great Dwarf Weapon, etc. I use Brutal Weapon this time, probably this one requires the least hero or attribute investments, and it lasts for like 40 seconds, so this is very comfy. Everybody has a sword with Stingray 2 in their builds these days, and brutal weapon is available in the communing group, so you won't have to modify your hero builds much. You know, for splinter weapon you would need a channeling magic hero, and I'm not sure everybody has one by default. Anyway, the typical martial buffs will help as well, like cracked armor on your enemies. Like if you bring an LA hero with shell shock or something that causes cracked armor, you can even consider using another bow attack called body shot. This provides a very strong energy management for some loss of damage. And obviously you can still benefit from a Bloody Power Necro, but the hero won't give you energy regen automatically, and you will have to micromanage beep between fights or something like that. And there are other buffs that can help, like Necro Order skills, but those are quite niche. And honestly, if you have at least brutal weapon and cracked armor on your target, your damage per sec will be amazing. Okay, here you can see some variants of the build. Like I said, save yourselves is also an option. Adrenaline builds are fast with this build, or you can try other bow skills like Arcing Shot. You know, the last skill update improved its damage and lowered its recharge time nicely. Now this is pretty good. Or Marauder Shot, it was also buffed nicely in the last skill update. And you can play with other bow attack skills as much as you want, but remember that you don't have increased attacking speed in this build, hence why we benefit the most from fast activation skills like Penetrating and Sundering Attack. Alright, as promised, let's compare the build's damage to the Dagger Spammer Ranger build. First the Bowmaster build. $695 damage in 4 seconds. Now the Dagger Spammer. $711 damage in 4 seconds. As expected, the Dagger Spammer build outperformed the Bowmaster one, but only a little bit. Also keep in mind that by using daggers you must go close to your target, which takes some time, and with a bow you can stand still and let your arrows do the walking. So this comparison wasn't like comparing an apple to another apple, since the Dagger Spammer build had Strength of Honor, the Bowmaster build had Brutal Weapon, but still I think this test was good for providing some actual data in terms of damage. So guys, in my opinion, the Together as One Bowmaster build is easily meta, but feel free to disagree, and I'm open for other Bowmaster builds too. If you have got some OP ones, please share them in a comment, and as always, thanks for watching and see you next time.